Alright, we're going to be taking notes on exponent rules today, or power rules, just to make sure that we are comfortable with these and how to work with exponents. We did cover this in 8th grade, but again, it's just a review. So first off, if we're going to add and subtract monomials, alright, that means all we're doing is combining like terms. If you're adding and subtracting, you are not going to change the common variables and exponents. You're only going to be working with the coefficient, alright? So here we have x squared y squared and x squared y squared. Because these are the same, we're going to combine the coefficient. So we have a 9 minus 10. Okay, so 9 minus 10 is -1, and then the variables and the exponents stay the same. So -1 x squared y. Okay, now subtract 6w from 8w. From is a turnaround word, meaning normally you would do just 6w minus 8w subtract. But because it says from, that means we're starting with the 8w. So it's going to be 8w minus 6w. Okay, the w's are the same. They're like terms. So all we're going to worry about are subtracting these coefficients. So 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. The variable stays the same. All right. Now, when we start dealing with the other operations, we're going to start making changes to the exponents. All right, so product rule. If I multiply x with an exponent by x with another exponent, I'm going to add the exponents. So it's going to be whatever a is plus whatever b is. So for example, h squared times h to the 6th, I'm going to add the 2 and the 6. So h to the 2 plus 6. Well, 2 plus 6 is 8. So h to the 8th power. Okay, same thing down here. We have -2a squared b multiplied by 7a cubed b. Alright, so we're going to start with the coefficients. We're going to multiply -2 times 7, which is -14. Then we're going to multiply a squared times a cubed. So we're going to add the 2 and add the 3. So that's going to be a to the 5th. Alright, now here is where you might get tripped up. You have a b and you have a b. What you need to remember is if there's a variable there with no exponent, it's understood that the exponent is 1. So if I multiply b times b, I'm really going to be adding that 1 to that other 1, and I'm going to get b squared. Alright, so final answer here is going to be -14, a to the 5th, b squared. And you'll have chances to practice this as we go along. Alright, power rule. If you have a variable with an exponent raised to another exponent, then you are going to multiply those two exponents together. So, for example, x squared raised to the 3rd power, I'm going to take that 2 and I'm going to multiply it by 3. So instead of x to the 5th, like you would have if you were multiplying, we are raising it to a power, so you're going to have x to the 6th because it's 2 times 3. Okay. Alright, now down here it's going to look a little bit different. There's 2 steps. There's exponents and then there's multiplication. So order of operations is we do exponents first. So we're going to take this -2, m to the 5th, and raise it to the 2nd power. So we're going to raise -2 to the 2nd power first. So -2 times -2 is +4. And then m to the 5th raised to the 2nd power, 5 times 2 is 10. So that's what we're going to have there. Then we're going to take what we got and we're going to multiply it by m cubed. That's going to be the final step. So there's no coefficient here, or it's understood to be 1. So we're going to do 4 times 1 is 4. And then m to the 10th times m to the 3rd. Now because we're multiplying here, we go back to the product rule. So we're going to do 10 plus 3. So m to the 13th power. Okay? Alright, now quotient rule. Quotient rule is going to be the opposite of the product rule. So in the product rule, we added. So here we're going to subtract. We're going to do a minus b. So the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. Now coefficient, still we're going to take care of that. We're going to reduce that. So 27 divided by 42. If you do that in your calculator, okay, here's what we're going to see. Remember, you're going to do 27 divided by 42. And you get this decimal. Well, we don't want to leave it as a decimal, so remember we go to math and then we press 1 or enter here, and then we press enter again, and it's going to convert that to 9/14. That's the most reduced way to write that fraction. So we're going to do 9/14. Okay, and then we need to figure out what to do about these x's. So we have x to the 5th, and we have x, which was understood to be a 1. So we're going to do x to the 5 minus 1 power. What's 5 minus 1? X to the 4th. So we have 9/14, and we have x to the 4th, and that's going to be our final answer there. Okay. Now, number 2 has an exponent, and then it has division. So remember, we're going to do the exponent first. So y squared raised to the 2nd power is y to the 4th, and then here we have y to the 4th. So we're going to take those two and subtract them, 4 minus 4. So what is y, or 4 minus 4? It's 0, so y to the 0 power. Okay, please leave that 0 there. It's important to know that that is supposed to be there.